When you really think about Big Cartel, you think about a very interesting platform. Not only because it is great for artists, but also it's great for other walks of life, if you really think about it that way. In today's conversation, I want to walk you through Big Cartel. I want to explain everything to you. So at the end of this show, you have a clear idea of whether or not Big Cartel is the right solution for you. Okay. So here is an overview I really want you to pay attention to first. Number one, overview. So what is really a Big Cartel? Let's really have a clear conversation about that. So Big Cartel, I want you to picture an online store builder that has traditionally focused on serving the needs of creative and artistic sellers. So if you are in that category, Big Cartel is your primary sort of a primary provider, okay? And what we love about we love the fact that Big Cartel from the get-go, from the very beginning, because it was created by a musician, Matt Wingham. So it's really it was a way for him to sell his band's merchandise online. But after a while, the platform has grown. So overall, what I want you to really think here is that Big Cartel is really a hosted solution, which means that it runs on its own servers, and you don't need to worry about installing software anywhere, or let's say buying web hosting. Okay, as long as you have access to a computer, a web browser, and the internet, you can build and maintain a Big Cartel store from anywhere. Okay, and the process is very easy. So this is what we call SaaS, software as a service. Shopify does the same thing. Okay, so this is really important, and it's really important to understand that Big Cartel, you're paying for it, which means you got to have a business model that allows you to generate revenue on a monthly basis, so you can cover all your costs. Okay. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. Really appreciate having you here. And in today's conversation, we're having a quick convo really about Big Cartel. Let me walk you through the pros and cons of this tool. So the pros: it's cheap. The free plan is functional and generous for anyone with if you just have a couple of items to sell, you'll love the free plan. Okay, it's very easy to use, and all the Big Cartel templates are free. So this is kind of cool. What about the cons of Big Cartel? Well, they do limit the number of products you can sell to 500. So as long as you are below 500, you're good to go. But if you want to scale, if you want to grow, that could be a problem. There are technical SEO setup is poor. Okay, you cannot sell in multiple currencies at once. Okay, and there is no weight-based shipping. There is no abandoned cart saving tool. The point of sale features on offer are basic, and there is no built-in GDPR compliant cookie banner. Okay, there is no 2FA authentication. So really, what you have to think about here is that when it comes to technicalities, there could be a problem. Okay, customer support is only available via email in English and during Eastern office hours. So Eastern Standard Time, office hours. Let's quickly talk about the features that you will love with Big Cartel. So when you think about Big Cartel, you do have a constellation of e-commerce features, especially if you are on the paid plan. Okay, so you are able to sell your products through the platform. So you have payment gateways. So you have Stripe and PayPal. So here are processes that allow you to collect payments from your customers. Okay, and the transaction process is a little complicated in our view, because we like to have a very simple and transparent pricing, something unfortunately Big Cartel doesn't have. So they do have a pretty complicated process when it comes to payments, and also when it comes to what they're charging you versus what you are paying to third parties. Okay. By the way, I want to quickly remind you of today's conversation, the topic. I'm talking to you about Big Cartel. We're having an in-depth review, so I'm going to go as granular as possible. So when we talk about features, you have payment gateways, Stripe and PayPal. In terms of managing products, you can manage your products. The only thing is, as I just said, you are limited to 500 if you are on the highest plan. Okay, this is a very small limit when you really think about it, because key competitors like Shopify, BigCommerce, and Squarespace all let you sell an unlimited number of products. You also have options and options groups on Big Cartel. Okay, so if I were to talk to you about the product option groups, you can create up to 150 product options with Big Cartel, and you have 3 option groups. Okay, so this compares reasonably well with other platforms. It is broadly comparable to what Shopify offers when it comes to product options and grouping. But both BigCommerce and Squarespace are more flexible here. Okay, you have categories, so adding products or categories is pretty easy in Big Cartel. You can actually create them in the back end and then assign products to them. And so this actually can be done via something called a bulk edit tool, if preferred. Okay, you have abandoned cart recovery, so the capabilities is there. You have point of sale features. They're also they're not really that big, but they're decent. Let me just say it this way, okay? So you can have a point of sale using strap hardware, for example. You can sell digital products with Big Cartel. Yeah, it is possible, not a problem. You can actually you can sell a subscription right now. The subscription is in beta, but it is there, okay? And they want to roll it out real quick. You are able to capture custom product data. You are able to have to calculate automatically tax calculation. So you're having tax calculations real quick, and also VAT, value added tax. Okay, so this is really important. And you have shipping. You also have drop shipping. You can actually drop ship via Big Cartel. This is totally possible. You also have multi-currency selling, but it is kind of limited though. It's not really that big. And you also have multilingual selling also, but again, it's very limited. Number 3, I want to talk to you about CMS. So content management and ease of use. So basically, overall, Big Cartel is very easy to use. Okay, nothing really complicated here. So you are able to actually have access to the dashboard and actually act quickly. Okay, so you have access to templates. So you can edit templates very easily. You can add products. Okay, you can actually export products. So adding and exporting, those are two capabilities that Big Cartel actually serves you on a plate, if you want a golden plate, really easily. You have blogging features that are also decent in Big Cartel. Don't expect Big Cartel to be like a fantastic blogging sort of a platform, but hey, listen, it is there. Okay, so when building an online store in Big Cartel, you can think about that. And you're able to manage your store on the go with the mobile app. And so whether it is iOS or Android, so Big Cartel does have a mobile app. So when we think about CMS, content management system through Big Cartel, it's nothing complicated. It's nothing advanced either. In our view, it's a little above basic. Okay, so when you really compare it to what Wix has, what Shopify has, or what WooCommerce has or BigCommerce has, Big Cartel is really far in the back. Now, the plus side of this is that getting to grips with its interface does not involve a steep learning curve at all, right? Because you could learn it like within a few hours. But the downside is that the actual amount of management you can do with Big Cartel's CMS can really, on occasion, be very small. Okay, so the bottom line is, if you love simplicity, that's what we tell all our clients. If you love simplicity, if you just want to have something straightforward, then Big Cartel CMS is for you. But if you want to configure, like let's say you want to configure things to the nth degree, there are better store builders available. Okay, it's important to really keep that in mind. And Big Cartel is not going to change soon because it wasn't built in the first place for that level of granularity, that level of complexity. It wasn't built. They're not going to change their DNAs because it's just how their clients love it. And this is how they want to keep it. But if it doesn't work for you, make your move. Let me quickly talk to you about integrations. By the way, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about Big Cartel. I'm just giving you an in-depth review so we are on the same page about this player. And it's really important when we talk about integrations, you need to understand that Big Cartel has about 27 to 30 apps, okay? And so you can do things like everything from payment processing to store management, to order fulfillment, to marketing and promotion, to shipping. So the whole thing here is that you are able to actually access those apps on your BigCommerce dashboard, if you will, and you are able to actually run your store that way. What we love about BigCommerce is that they actually give you another gateway to Zapier. So once you have access to Zapier, you are able to sync up to a further 5,000 apps or so, okay, including important accounting apps like Xero and QuickBooks. So this is really what's really important. Now, one thing we don't like about Zapier and this sort of I would say not Zapier, but it's more like Big Cartel, because Big Cartel is outsourcing the availability of apps to a third party, in this case being Zapier. What we don't like about this arrangement is that you need to pay an additional monthly fee, okay? Because not all integrations are free, and so you got to really pay to actually have access to the syncing capabilities between apps. So this is really the limitations here, and also there can be a fair amount of configurations involved. So if you are an artist or you are a creator, you are creative, and you just want to have a tool that can work, that allows you to sell your talents online. You don't have time to actually waste on those sort of what I call quote unquote distractions. Okay, and so in terms of integrations, to sort of close this chapter, what I should say here is that Big Cartel does have a fairly limited, I would say, constellation of options when it comes to integrations and apps. Okay, you are able to access a larger pool of integrations and apps through their gateway to Zapier. But again, if you're willing to pay for it, then that's fine. I want to quickly talk to you now about pricing. So when we talk about Big Cartel pricing, you can see on the screen here. Here is the pricing for Big Cartel. And so Big Cartel they try to really slice their customer base into three categories. So they have the gold. Sometimes the gold can be free. Sometimes they actually ask you for a token amount. Okay. So they have the gold, the platinum, and the diamond. The thing you need to really like the equation you have to reconcile yourself is what kind of service or what kind of value you want to derive from Big Cartel. First of all, is it the right platform for you? Number two, if it is, are there limited capabilities in some fields, in some processes? Is that good for you? I mean, are those capabilities fine for you? Because you got to be fine with those limitations. Okay. And so when we talk about you being on the gold plan or a platinum plan or diamond plan, you got to just see what really works for you. Now, the cool thing is all these three come with free themes. So you're able to design your store with the themes, okay? And you also use a custom domain. You can sell online or in person. And you can also offer discounts and promotions, okay? And it's really important to understand that gold, when we talk about gold in the context of Big Cartel, is really a gold product. It's a growth plan. It's a gold plan in the sense that it's really free and you can do a lot with it. The only problem is they do limit you to selling a total of just 5 products. They do restrict your ability to edit your site's code. They don't let you add Google Analytics, and they don't let you track inventory. So how good is it? How good is it really? Okay. I mean, as long as you're comfortable with that, because for us and based on our clients, based on our clients' feedback, this is not the right arrangement. If you want to go with Big Cartel, if you love their setup, if you love, let's say, you love their whole ecosystem, just go with the platinum or diamond plan. Okay, you just save a lot more on those plans than trying to really waste your time with something free, and then you realize at the end of the day it ain't really that free because it just costs you a lot more work, and you, instead of actually sleeping at night, you're spending time doing configurations, even though you should be out there devising plans to devising sales funnels plans to capture lead data and think about ways to convert your leads. Okay, so at the end of the day, you got to really choose what's important for you, and not waste the valuable time. Let's quickly talk about templates. And it's really important to understand that when we talk about templates, there are between 16 and 20 Big Cartel templates. They actually call them themes. Okay, you can choose from those. So you can see right off the bat that 16 to 20, that's kind of limited. Okay. And This selection is a lot smaller than what's available from other well-established e-commerce platforms. Okay, let me just let me put the Big Cartel offer into context here. So Shopify comes with about 150 templates. Wix will give you more than 800 templates. BigCommerce will give you 180. Squarespace around 175 and 200. So everybody is in 3 digits, and Big Cartel is giving you a small ass 16 or 20 templates. Okay, 16 to 20. So again, I wanted to contextualize their offering so you have a clear idea of what you're getting yourself into. So you know that, okay, I know I've heard it all. You know, I'm comfortable with the limitations, with the inherent limitations that I get right off the bat when I decide to sign with Big Cartel. Okay. Now, one thing I need to say here is, and this is a big plus for it, because we need to be fair to Big Cartel. All of Big Cartel's templates are entirely free, which isn't the case with those offered by competing platforms, because some online store builders, notably BigCommerce and Shopify, they charge you to use certain themes. Okay. So that's for the quantity. What about the quality? Now, Big Cartel themes are on the whole pretty good. They are fully responsive, meaning they will adapt themselves to display appropriately on the device they're being viewed on, mobile, tablet, and desktop. Okay. And you do have some fairly limited email marketing features in Big Cartel. Okay, so you are able to host mailing list and send e-newsletters. Okay. But compared to Shopify, Wix, and Squarespace, you really don't have the same capability. Like Shopify, Wix, and Squarespace are much better. Okay. Let me give you other tools that you might find interesting, other features that we love a lot when it comes to a Big Cartel. Let's talk about SEO. So you have to understand, it doesn't matter whether you're creative, whether you are somebody selling consulting services or somebody, whatever you are, it doesn't matter. You really need to have SEO. Okay. This is absolutely essential to the success of any online store, because organic traffic is usually key to profitability when you really think about it. Like basically you are letting like search engines do your, like they will do your advertising for you for free. Okay. Now, when Big Cartel does some things that Google and other search engines like, it gives you a fully responsive design. Okay. You have a valid HTML markup. You have clean URLs. You have an automatically generated sitemap. The ability to edit all text easily. And the Big Cartel also gives you a canonical URL. Okay. However, it's not all good news. It's important to know. First, it's hard to change some of Big Cartel's URL. So it's something, if you want to basically change, it's not always easy. Second, the process for creating redirects is very strange. And this is something that we actually reach out to Big Cartel to really understand. They never got back to us, but it's just really strange. It's very complicated for nothing at all. I mean, in our view, okay. And when it comes to security, well, the main advantage of using hosted platforms like Big Cartel is that the companies behind the software take responsibility for the security of the platforms, right? So this differs, for example, from running a self-hosted WordPress site where you constantly have to stay on top of software, theme, and plugin updates to ensure there are no security vulnerabilities present anywhere. Okay, so in terms of two-factor authentication, it's not really a big plus right now. I mean, they do have it. Big Cartel does have it. Okay, but it's not as big as Shopify or Wix, whatever. Okay, so the point I'm trying to make here is that Big Cartel actually lacks certain capabilities that may not be important for some sellers, but if you are the kind of granular, the kind of detailed clients who really want who wants to have 100% of all the capabilities, Big Cartel could be a little limiting for you. Also, when it comes to PCI compliance, okay, the payment card industry compliance data security standard, this is actually Big Cartel is not PCI compliant, and Big Cartel is not, as of the date of this show, not fully GDPR compliant. So they need to still work on that. And, that the end of things is really important. And their customer support is also, is not also comprehensive, because Their only customer channel is the email. No live chat or phone support is available. Okay, so you just have, and on top of that, their customer support is only offered in English. Other e-commerce platforms offer support in a wider variety of languages. All right, so you heard Big Cartel, and just want to quickly recap to this conversation. So Big Cartel is actually not free. Okay, is it a good alternative to Shopify, Wix, BigCommerce, WooCommerce? Well, it depends on what you are trying to get from Big Cartel. The Big Cartel has a lot of impressive tools and features, but also some significant deficiencies. It depends on how you position yourself, what kind of operation you're running out there. Okay, let me quickly do a recap here. So I spoke to you I gave you an overview about Big Cartel. I also talked to you about the features. I give you some information about the CMS, the integrations they have, the pricing, the templates, and other features that you might find interesting. Thank you. I'll see you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.